First of all, flat construction area was prepared. No. First of all, I'd like to say that I am Valeria and this is the Off-Road Ranch. Congratulate me. Finally, the construction of my house on the Off-Road Ranch has begun. Almost a year has passed since I told about my desire and aim to build the Off-Road Ranch. I bought this land. I've been working on it with handy tools for several months. After buying professional tools, I was preparing the land for construction for another 4 months. And even after that, the construction wouldn't be possible without my subscriber, who donated and lent me a huge amount of money in Monero cryptocurrency on certain conditions. After that, a tractor came to level the ground. Then I was clearing the land from debris and garbage. Then the pile driver made a foundation. And only after that, finally, the next step, the construction of my house, has started. And now I can say that a flat area was prepared. I think that you have already seen how this area looked when I just bought it. And after that, you could see how step by step I cleaned this area from trees, how I cut down and moved it to separate piles. After that, you could see how heavy equipment worked, a tractor that totally cleaned this area from roots and stones. And after that, how a drilling machine was working, drilling piles. The next step is to bring materials to the site. Workers did it today. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I showed all the works earlier, but let me tell you more about the house itself and its construction. In the video number 16, I talked how I imagine my mini house. However, due to a number of circumstances, I changed the design of the house. Initially, this was due to the fact that financial difficulties showed that there is a possibility that in the near future, I won't be able to provide myself with a quality firewood shed, or a shed, or storage space, or at least a temporary garage for my old rusty Jeep. This means that I have nowhere to store my tools and things, which are becoming more and more numerous. Consequently, I cannot provide storage, maintenance, and operating conditions according to the manufacturer requirements, and this significantly reduces their service life. Also, we decided that 15-20 square meters is really not enough for a person to live permanently, if these 15-20 square meters include a kitchen and a bathroom as well. And if a friend comes to help me, then I will have difficulties accommodating even one person. Therefore, together with the person who helped me financially with the construction, we decided that it would be much more rational to build a house that will be twice larger an area than the one I planned to build. And that is only 40 square meters. This house will be built using frame technology, it will be quickly built, and will have additional insulation to minimize heat loss. But you will see the details of how exactly it will look only as construction progresses. I don't want to reveal the secret. You can see the house that I planned from the video number 16, but the design of this house will remain a mystery for now. In general, the final result is a mystery for me too, because this is my first full-fledged construction. But thanks to my participation in design and construction at my previous favorite job, I'm already familiar with some things theoretically and practically. They brought only small part of materials. This is the lowest level of the house, its foundation. The next part of materials will arrive further, when it will be necessary. We are lucky to have very dry months this year, so I hope that construction will go fast and easy. We made this construction out of stones that the tractor was digging out of the ground. Why do I need this construction? This construction will help to protect a generator from precipitation and from curious eyes, since I don't have a fence yet. I made some kind of a house for generator. After several rains and after hot sun, these roots became dry and light. I made a ground for generator, of course, and I protected it from all sides. What stages does construction include? First, it is necessary to make the frame of the house and the house foundation. Then load-bearing frame is erected. Then a waterproofing breathable membrane is stuffed on top and the first layer of insulation is placed on the inside. Then the house is covered with external materials. The roof and facades are made. After this, interior work often begins. Adding insulation, a vapor barrier film, installing windows, installing electrical and plumbing. After this, the interior finishing begins. These are steps of covering the floor, which of course is also insulated, and sheathe the walls and ceiling. Further work depends on the desire of an owner. For example, it could be painting, a porch, electrical installation, plumbing installation, and so on. This is the end of the day number 3. And the construction currently looks like this. You cannot imagine how much I love this blue sky. It's incredible. Both of us can see my windows. The first one will be my bedroom. The second one is the living room. By the way, they are very small. Day 4. Today is rainy the whole day, so construction works are stopped for some time. Day number 6. It is rainy often, so yesterday works almost were not done, and on the day number 4 there was no any work done because of the rain. The start of construction doesn't cancel the continuation of my other work on the ranch. It is necessary to complete the work with the trees as much as possible. The thick part of the tree at the roots will be used for firewood, and the remaining crown will be used for wood chips. Unfortunately, I've been working without a chainsaw for some time, because after almost 6 months of work, I decided to send it in for service. I participate in construction as much as possible. I work with the material, measure the boards, thaw them, treat them with an antiseptic, take measurements, and, of course, remove garbage. By the way, in construction, garbage is not garbage. In my opinion, in construction we need to save as many materials as possible for use in other places. Of course, I cannot do some construction work. For example, working with heavy wood, such as a foundation beam, or working at heights, although I have such experience, or doing work with precise measurements or calculation in case I might make a mistake, and so on. The workers were against filming, and I am not able to film only myself without showing the workers. Besides, it would slow down the work and disturb the workers. You could notice that I talk a lot about Monero cryptocurrency and mention it often in my videos. But, by the way, did you think about the fact that to lend money in some cryptocurrency means to be extremely confident about its value, stability, and growth? I also believe in this cryptocurrency, and you can learn from my previous video why. But at the same time, it means that it might be harder for me to return this amount, since in 1 year its price might grow significantly, so the lending amount changes. Since you know that I love to talk about what I do and what I work with, I would be glad if you write in the comments if you want to hear more about frame construction technology. Wish me good luck on this difficult, completely new journey. I will be happy if you support me in my Christmas wish to have 10,000 subscribers by Christmas Eve. I appreciate each of you and will be eternally thankful for your support and opinion about my content. I hope it is useful for you. It was Valeria, the Off-Road Ranch. Wish you all the best and see you soon.